DIY. Now, I have a quick question for you guys. How many of us go to these awesome school events and get a free t-shirt, but they end up being like a million sizes too big? And then it just sits in our closet with like nothing to do. Today, I'm going to show you how to turn this Okay, the first thing we would like to do is cut the t-shirt at our natural waist length. You can achieve this by putting the t-shirt over your body and measuring it out on your waist, or you can just approximate, which is what I'm about to do now. You take your scissors and then you just cut a straight line across. Now once you cut that in half, put this piece to the side as we won't need it right away. Alright, now after you cut the shirt at your waist length, you want to go ahead and cut off the excess sleeves if you want to make it a tank top. If you want to keep the sleeves on, still cut them off and put them to the side for later, but today I'm just going to make it into a peplum tank top. So you want to go ahead, follow the natural curve of the sleeves. And you're going to do this for both sides. After we have cut the necessary shape for the t-shirt, what we're going to do is we're going to take the t-shirt like this and fold it right sides together. Always make sure that when you're sewing a garment, you want to sew it right sides together, otherwise this is what you're going to see on the outside. Now after we pin our shirts down the side, we want to go ahead and move to the sewing machine and begin threading the machine. Now the first thing you will need to thread the machine is your bobbin that is full of thread. When you insert the bobbin into the bobbin holder, you want to make sure that you enter it where it will spin counterclockwise. After you have inserted your bobbin, you want to go ahead and put your thread on the thread holder and then proceed to thread the machine. So anytime that you're working with stretch materials, you want to make sure that your machine is on the zigzag stitch, and that will allow for better stretch. Always with knits, use the zigzag. Now of course you want to make sure you put your press down on the foot pedal and begin sewing. If you've never sewed before, after you make a few stitches initially, you want to make sure you use the reverse stitch to secure the stitch that you just created. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom half of the t-shirt that we cut earlier, and we're going to fold it in half like so. After you fold it in half, you want to go ahead and cut a round circle right here. Half circle rather. And you want to make sure you don't cut it too big initially, and I'll tell you why later. The circle that we cut right here is what will be the waist that connects this part to this part. It looks small now, but just wait a second. Next, we're going to actually cut this piece of material right here into a rounded shape. Now, you can use some type of round object if you would like to help you achieve that shape easier, but for me today, I'm just going to do it freehand. And as you can see, we have a little peplum. After we've rounded off the bottom of the shirt, what you want to do is initially, when the shirt is folded like this and we took that little circle out, you want to open it up and stretch it. Stretch it at the bottom of the shirt to see if it will fit. If it's a little bit too hard to grasp, then you can go back, refold it, and cut a little more like we did initially. But for now, this is going to work for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and pin these sides down. Once again, right sides together. want to go ahead and sew down the side seams on the sewing machine with 5/8 of an inch, just as you did the sides of the t-shirt. And you want to do that to both sides. After you've sewn down the side seams of your peplum, what you want to do is put your hands through the peplum, pull the top part of the shirt through, and then flip the peplum over like so. At this point, we're about to connect the bottom half to the top half. A rule of thumb, you want to always make sure that your side seams match up. Always make sure when you're pinning your peplum to the top half of your shirt, you want to stretch as much as possible, because if you don't stretch, then the shirt will be too tight or too little. Either way, it's not good. So as I'm going around, I'm making sure that I'm stretching as I'm pinning. Stretch and pin. After you've pinned your peplum to the top half of your shirt all the way around, we're going to go ahead and sew the side seam of the peplum, 5/8 of a seam, exactly how we did the rest of the shirt, and then we're done. Okay, Ravers, we finally come to the end. We've attached our peplum to our top, and this is the finished product. Now, it's always optional for you to hem the bottom of the shirt, and in hemming it, you would fold it under, like so, pin it all around, and do that around the perimeter of the bottom of the peplum. But personally, I wouldn't advise it because it would take away from the free flow of the peplum. That's all I have for you today, Ravers. Thanks for tuning in.